Thank you all very much. And awesome array of talent up here. Thank you, Charles, and please be seated. And tonight is a night for relaxation and fun, and Barbara and I are just delighted to be here. This is a strange and ugly year in politics. There's a lot of name-calling out there. Candidates calling out terrible epithets like corrupt, liar, hypocrite, fascist, racist, incumbent, and even normally relaxed Marlin Fitzwater, my able right hand, got a little hot with the press corps back a while. But I'll be honest, and I don't mean to be critical of the White House press corps, I think you went a little far when you referred to that simple flare-up as global warming. I hope you'll excuse me that if my normally hilarious one-liners are set aside for just a few minutes here, because I really have something on I am just back from L.A., and I would seldom deign to speak for the White House correspondents, but I think all of them were with me on this trip, were very moved. But at least for me, it was a very emotional and moving trip. And the scenes of the wanton destruction just won't go away, nor will the hurt of the people I met with, nor will the vivid pictures on television of the firefighters and the police officers stepping in harm's way, or of neighbors coming to the rescue of friends. And yesterday, I talked to a woman who used to go to our church in Houston, St. Martin's Church, and her son and her brother climbed on a motorcycle and set out to see a friend, a young Afro-American, living in an area that they were concerned about, an area that became a gang member's riot zone. And their motorcycle was upended by a gang of these thugs. The woman's son was beaten, pistol held up to his head and trigger pulled and didn't go off. And her brother, a guy that had been deeply offended by the King verdict and felt very close to the black community itself, was savagely beaten and then from close range shot right through the head. Now, that same terror gunned down the now paralyzed firefighter that I went to see in Cedars Hospital yesterday. Justice, you might say. What did any of this have to do with justice? But the point I want to make tonight is that out of the fear and desolation there was, I really felt, something stirring positively. The people I met with in the wonderful church service, the church leaders, the civic leaders, the kids at the Boys Club, the ministers, all projected a sense of determination and hope. And it was genuine, it was pervasive. And some of the reporters know one of the really tough, in some ways most moving moment was when we met with the Korean community. And a young Korean afterward, whose place of business had been totally wiped out, said, "I'm staying. I want the American dream." Now, South Central will be restored. We will find many ways to help everybody well, local, state, federal, private sector, to help not only in the restoration, but giving those people there a real shot at the American dream. And in some, out there it was ugly. The scene made a profound impression on all of us. And yet there's that certain spirit that's very hard to describe, but the spirit says, we'll come back. We'll make it back. So I wanted to just share that with you. And I'm sorry for being so somber. And now there's an expression you don't hear much of anymore. Perk up. Perk up. The best is yet to come. Charles Bierbauer brought Paula Poundstone over to the White House this AM. I said to her, "How are you?" She immediately turned to me and said, "Stop being political." Now, it's that kind of year, and I know it. She knows it. I told her not to hold back any of the shots. Paula and I are both very funny people. But she's funny on purpose. Thank you very, very much.